A shalom, shalom. Be one secondary body. 1 second. Sure as you come in, that you share and like the class. All right. Make sure you leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? We're just saying shalom. Uh, Engagements on these videos is how this truth gets pushed out, right? So you know what I'm saying? You should be going to your class. You should be sharing, liking, leaving a comment. Even just one comment. You know what I'm saying? The algorithm realize that there is engagement. That engagement helps the algorithm push the videos further, right? Low engagement means the algorithm doesn't do anything for us, right? You want the truth to get out there. You want to put the truth to more brothers and sisters. You got to share. You got to like. You got to leave a comment. You have to engage the video. All right. So let me just do. I think it's going to turn this volume down. All right. So remember, we stream, watching on YouTube, watching from YouTube and Facebook. Right. So with that, just go ahead and get started. All right. Shalom, Yahweh, Shabbat, thoughts of the brothers. Shalom, Shabbat, thought about sharing shots on the sisters. Today is the ISPK Wednesday law class. Coming out of Arizona. Peace Officer Razan holding it down out here. All right. And so the title to this class is called It's Time to Separate. Right. Listen, I don't know if y'all pay attention to what's going on in the world, right? You got the news on. I know growing up, I know not being in the truth nowadays, I tend to, want to pay more attention to what's going on in the news. Me myself, personally, I don't really care for the news. But for getting this truth, I'm saying you're gonna be teaching classes, you gotta be up to date on what's going on in the world around us. And a lot of things are happening, right? It's getting about that time to where, you know, so time's getting closer to Christ's return.
Right.
Right. I'm saying that time is coming. It's itching closer, and it's time for you to get your life straight. And by doing that, you got to realize a couple of things. And one major thing is, saying you got to separate yourself from this world, man.
Right.
And not that doesn't mean go off and live on some land. People think here's how some people are, right. People think that if people think when we say separate from your oppressor, people assumes that means you'll get a plot of land in the middle of nowhere, build a compound, and that's how you separate. You're gonna do everything amongst yourself. You can't really do that just because you're in America. Guess what you still have to do. You still have to interact with America. They're saying you still got to have American currency if you want to buy things. They're saying you're not always going to be able to be self-sufficient, right?
Right.
That's just people think confidence thing, but you're going to need somebody who's knowledgeable in certain things, architecture, plumbing, HVAC systems. Engineering, a lot of things that medical. Things of that nature. And sometimes you're not going to have those people in your compound, or they're not going to be there all the time.
Right.
So a lot of times you're still going to do what? Reach out to your oppressor, right? Reach to some business that's still in the world. You got to call and ask for their services. So no matter what you do in this country, no matter how far you try to separate, uh, Okay, what about now? You good now? The volume's all the way up. Yes, that is all the way up. That is. I just talked to. That's not that bad. But now. I just talked to. That's not that bad. Okay. Mic check. Mic check. Okay. We good. We good. All right. Yeah. So. All right. Yeah. So it's like I said. So class is about trying to separate. You know, what I'm saying you got to be. You know, what I'm saying you got to know what's going on in the world, right? You know, so got to be mindful what's happening, everything that's going on in the world. You know, so means that we're currently on time is getting closer and closer to the Most High. You know, saying our King. You know, saying Malak Yahweh Shai. You know, saying back. Those that know that means sending King Jesus back. All right, that's what I said in Hebrew. For those that don't know. Yeah. So why is it time to separate, man? You gotta. It's a lot of things going on right now in the world, man, in our community that's let you realize, right? Like I said before, a lot of people think that when you say you got to separate, people are very simple-minded, very childish in their way of thinking. They think that separating just means, oh, okay, I just, let me get a plot of land somewhere, build a compound for the people, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be it. Right. But, you still got to use the services of the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, to get certain things done. You're just not going to have the people with the knowledge and know-how to complete what you want completed. You're going to have to interact with this world. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't get around it. You live in America. How do you think you're separating to live in this country? And don't forget, according to scriptures, no matter where you go, these curses will follow you. Right. So if you're not doing what the Most High, you're not following Most High's laws, not doing Most High's commandments, not doing what He said to do, then guess what? All you're doing is just running somewhere where the curses are just going to follow you. Then you're going to be good for a while until all starts to crumble around you. We've seen this happen multiple times. You had what was the biggest one? Malachi Z. York, right? He's a big one. Can't remember the brother that was an Israelite. He had a compound too, where he doing some evil things there. The brothers that took people over to Egypt and to Israel. You know what I'm saying? Those things, like I'm saying, the curses just follow you no matter where you go. Why? Because you're not following these law, statutes, and commandments. And not only that, but the Most High will determine when it's time for us to go back home. Right? You don't determine that. All right. Right now, that land is not our land, even though it is our land. It's not ours right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now, that land is being trodden down by the heathen. Right. You know what I'm saying? So right now, that's not your land. So you're gonna go back. You gotta live by their rules. You gotta do everything that they say to do. You know what I'm saying? They're in control of that land right now. So that's things that you have to remember, right? Things that you have to understand. Listen, by separating, we mean spiritually. Let's separate spiritually. Right now, it's a hard time for a lot of brothers and sisters, especially coming to the truth right now. Why? Because you just had Thanksgiving, right? Christmas and New Year's is only a couple weeks away, right? This is the time where people don't want to say Merry Christmas, you know what I'm saying, and talk about giving gifts and things like that. This is a very, very hard time of the year for a lot of brothers and sisters as they come to the truth. Right. Because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them, you still yearn for the love of your family. You know what I'm saying? You still want your family to love you. But you have to realize that, you have to realize that sometimes you can't care about your family's love. Not saying not saying family loving you is a bad thing. I don't want to not put it that way. But as Christ said, you know what I'm saying, he that chooses his mother and father over me is not worthy of me. I said, if you choose to follow Christ, you got to follow Christ. You know what I'm saying? You got to, be 10 toes down in this thing.
Right.
And that means, you know what I'm saying, don't be cold, don't be one. That means, listen, most I said don't celebrate no pagan days. You don't celebrate no pagan days. You don't do what the heathens do. You know, so you tell your family you love them, but I'm not celebrating Christmas. I'm not buying no Christmas presents. Don't buy my child no Christmas presents. Tell your kids, hey, we ain't no more celebrating Christmas up in here. Ain't no more birthday parties, you know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day gifts.
Right.
This and that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to stand on what you believe in. Right? Because they're standing on what they believe in. And they're going to push. It comes with it. Well, we've been doing this all our lives. You tell me now that I'm wrong? Yes, you're wrong. But you didn't know any better. But now I know better. I have to do better. Now that I know, I must now do. You know what I'm saying? Most I said I can't celebrate this, you can't celebrate it. Listen, there's gonna be a class later on, going into Christmas, right? I'm not gonna get too much in it today. But without a doubt, 100%, Christmas is a pagan holiday.
Right.
Everything that goes into it is paganism. Anybody that tells you differently, they're wrong. The sources are also wrong. They give you any kind of sources on that too. So they talk about early Christian fathers and things like that. Yes. Christ was a Jew.
Right.
Right. He practiced in the ways of the Jews. Where he followed the law, statutes, and commandments perfectly. So you must show me in this Bible where it said for you to celebrate Christ's birthday. Show me where it was permitted to celebrate a birthday. Where it was okay else. All right, slack you on that. All right, we back now. But you have to show me in the Bible where it says for Christ to celebrate Christ's birthday. Show me where it says to cut a tree down, decorate it, and put it in your house. Put it in your house, then decorate it. It's a lie. Show me where God says to do that. That's all I'm asking. I'm asking where God said to do it. You know, the days that we do celebrate was ordained by the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere where the disciples of Christ celebrated his birthday. Nowhere. They didn't do it. Second of all, anybody that studied the Bible, every theologian, there's a lot of your pastors out there know this too. There's nowhere in the Bible that says Christ was born on December 25th.
Right.
Nowhere. If anything, it can be surmised, right, or guessed, theorized that he was more so born in the spring, probably around the time of Passover. It's not hard evidence there, but time frame kind of lines up more with that being the time of his birth. Once again, birthday is not a day that Israelites keep. You know what I'm saying? You don't keep the days that you're born. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just, every year goes by, you're born at a certain time of the season of the year. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, appointed to know what the exact day you were born on. You know what I'm saying? That's not a thing that Israelites ever did if you look to the Bible. All right, so why must you separate? You know what I'm saying? A couple of things, right? You understand that who you are as a people. You are Israelites. You're called by the Most High. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6.
Come.
Let me get there too. You are called, you know what I'm saying, by the Most High, chosen people, a chosen lineage, right? Chosen people upon the face of this earth by the Most High. That's why you must separate from these people,
right?
Because you are separate. You are holy to the Most High, right? We're gonna read that. Go ahead.
Come. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Right. So Most High says, "For thou art an holy people." For those you don't know, holy is not what your grandparents say holy is. A lot of times you get a vague explanation what holy is. Holy is like, so grand, so much better than so and such and such. Right. You're so holy. Holy in the Hebrew tongue means separate.
Right.
God said, "For thou art an holy people," that you are a separate people. You're not like everybody else on the face of this earth, man. You're different. That's why, I'm saying, if people always wonder why, Black people and Hispanic people, Native American people are the way they are, right? Why they're kind of just like, a different mode than everybody else, because we are different.
Right.
We're made different from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. That's the best thing you can be. Most High chose us and made us so much better than everybody else, so much more fly, so much more,
right,
style. You know what I'm saying? Listen, there's nobody more copied on the earth than Black and Hispanics and Native Americans. Nobody more copied on the earth. You know what I'm saying? The way we dress, the way we talk, you know what I mean? The way we walk, move, you know what I'm saying? Just why do you think our president, whenever he wants to make something cool, why do you think he attaches it to a black face?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that? Because if they did it, it'd be like, oh, that's just the so-called white people things. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, you might get a few people that'll pick it up, but it's not going to hit like that.
Right.
Put a black face in front of it, you got this. It's cool, the swag, something about it, just. Right. Now he's like, oh man, yeah, this got to be this, and he used that to push a lot of wickedness in this world. Right. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think in the last 5-10 years? Why do you think like as the Captain Zaryak say, the Butacues, Shalom Sis, thanks for checking in. Why do you think like as Captain Zaryak calls them the Leviticus? Why do you think that's became? Why do you think the push for that's been so much lately? Why? Because they've been pushing out a lot more of that community that are Black and Hispanic. And what happens? Because they see the way they act, this very sassy, very flamboyant, very over the top persona that these people put off has made it, interesting to people. Now more people want to push that agenda. You know what I mean? Right. That's just the weakness that a person pushes out. Everybody now want to be gangster rappers. Everybody want to talk about lean and dope, all those other things. You know what I'm saying? Listen, before you talk about how much drugs you sold, now you talk about how much drugs you do in rap songs. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're not a big rapper unless you're a dope fiend. You know what I'm saying? Before you was the dealer, now you're the fiend. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of thing. That's one of the things that's been pushed. That's been put on our people to push things just like that. Things that you got to make sure that you shy and stay away from. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said you got to separate. You got to move yourself. It's a spiritual thing. You got to take your spirit away from your oppressor and give it to your people. Look, the reason why I had to put this class like this, right, is because what's going on with Jay-Z and them. But before we get to that, let's finish that scripture though. Start from the beginning.
Come. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right. So the Most High, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Listen, it don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? Right. You were chosen for this, right? The Most High chose you to be an Israelite. Listen, you ain't do nothing special either. Let's not get it twisted. You haven't done anything special. But the Most High have called you to be this, to be an Israelite, to be special unto himself. Right? That's how great of a people that you are, that you won't even listen. People want so much to be like you, you know what I'm saying? You don't even understand. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand the type of swag and smoothness that you got as a people. You don't understand your influence. A lot of y'all say y'all do, but y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? As a people, our influence on this world it's a high thing. But at the same time, because you were chosen, because of who you are, you're also hated. This world does not care for you because you do not operate in the way that they operate. You're not like them. As we know, people do not like things that are different because you are different. And because our people have always been a different people. People have come to our land. Okay, I'm back. Slakia for the technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? Wi-Fi in the area is want to give us issues today, but we know we're gonna keep pushing through. Right. So, like I said, Most High chose us. You know what I'm saying? You ain't did nothing special to be chosen either. You know what I'm saying? But you are a special people. You know what I'm saying? To the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Always remember that. Always make sure you go before the Most High. You always humble yourself. Right? Know that you know says the Most High said your righteousness is as a filthy rag to the Most High, because it is. Because many times that we've gone against our God, and many times that we've like disobeyed Him and not followed these laws and commandments and did what we wanted to do. We follow these other nations who hate us, but you know the Most High always takes us back.
Right.
And that time is coming too. When like our time in this captivity, it's at the finish line, man. Listen, the finish line is not that far off. But you got to endure to the end, though. Go ahead and finish that verse.
Come. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. This is why you have to separate. You know what I'm saying? Because you are above all these people that are upon the face of the earth. People, somebody want to call you a black extremist for that, then so be it.
Right.
People want to call you a black supremacist. You know what I'm saying? So be it. And not so be it because you want to be that. The Most High have said that you are above these people. Who are you to hide that light away from everybody else? Listen, Most High said, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to put the candle. You don't put a candle under a bed, do you? You put that candle on top of a dresser that lights up the whole room.
Right.
That's the job of a candle. Listen, that's your job. It's to shine out there and shine brightly, right? How do you shine brightly? By living in these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you shine out there. But these people, though, these people out here, they don't want that for y'all, man. They want y'all to be in darkness as them. Matter of fact, see, get to the other scriptures real quick. See, it's right here. I just put up my scriptures real quick for the class. Yeah, give me Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. We're gonna get into it too, though. You know, so the time of your pressures is coming close to an end. So we're about to get into that too. Why it's time for you to separate. But besides just who you are as a people and being above all these other people.
It's like that one, chapter 2, verse.
Chapter 5. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20.
Come.
Whenever you got that.
Come. Book of Isaiah, chapter.
Yeah, chapter 5, verse 20.
Chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
Right. Woe unto them. Right. Woe is Old English for destruction. That's what that means. Destruction unto them that call evil good. Keep going.
Come. And good evil.
And good evil. They've twisted morality around in this world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To where if you speak out against it, now you're the one that's in the wrong. You're the one that's wrong. You have to be accepting of everybody's lifestyle choices.
Right.
Why do I have to be accepting of everybody's lifestyle choices? Why should I have to be? Remember, listen, I've noticed a thing that's happened, you know what I'm saying, all these years going down, right? 10 years ago, it was you have to tolerate the LGBTQs. If you all don't know what that is, that's the cat calls the LGBT community. Just takes those letters, just but at that word Leviticus. Right. So you first it was for that community, you have to tolerate their lifestyle choices because it was called an alternative lifestyle. Because that's what it is. It's not the normal way of life at all. You have to tolerate it. You have to be tolerable to people's choices, right? You know what I'm saying? They did it for a lot of things too, religion, yada yada, things like that. But the highest one that were saying it were those of that community. Now, as time goes by, that goes from you have to tolerate to not accept. If you don't accept, you're a bad person for not accepting these people's lifestyle choices. And it is just that. It's a lifestyle choice born out of trauma.
Right.
For somebody that was wicked and evil that harmed you as a child. Or maybe you saw something too early that you weren't supposed to see as a child. Your brain didn't know how to process that.
Right.
Which is why you should always be mindful and careful what you do around your small kids. The small kids whose brain isn't fully developed, they don't quite know how to analyze and I can't speak today. They don't know how to analyze things and put it away, or know how to really go about dealing with it. So the mind goes far to the extreme on how to deal with things. And that's not what you want. You want your brain to do that. You want your child brain to do that. That's how they grow up in the situation that they be in when they're living those lifestyles. Sometimes a lot of these kids get there because somebody touched them. That just is what it is. Same way that you're, whether you're a man that be with other men, a woman that's with other women. I'm trying not to get our channel taken down or strike on the page. Whether you're one of those things, right?
Right. Or
you're a child that might have walked in on your parents too many times. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe there's some parents that does that with a child right next to them. You know what I'm saying? As sick as that is something that happens. Or, you are, 10 years old watching adult films. We're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? These are things that turn you to those ways. Or if you don't go that way, you become an over-sexualized person. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing on your mind is we can get the next sex again. You know what I mean? These are why a lot of people are this way, for these reasons. These are very serious topics that have to be handled in our community. This is why we must separate, because if we separate from that, we separate our people from that, and we learn how to raise our children right, and we know what's appropriate around your child and what's not appropriate around your child, what's appropriate in public, what's not appropriate in public. You know how much better off as a people that we would be?
Right.
We've been there before. But these days, like I said, we've turned, saying evil good and good evil. Now we saying, why you care about what somebody else do? Why? Because as a black man, what a black woman does is representation of me. Just like what my child goes out there and do is a representation of me.
Right.
Because my child goes out there and acts up. What if your child goes out there and acts up? What do people say? Oh, his parents ain't raised him right.
Right.
Right. So people say, oh, it don't matter what you do. It absolutely matters what you do. We are the only people who out there who thinks that it don't matter what somebody in your race does. It absolutely matters. Right now, Jay-Z and Diddy, right, have allegations against them for SAing, children. That is a bad mark on the community. It is. There'd be a bad mark on any race of people. Listen, we talk about the Catholic Church, right? What's one of the things that the Catholic Church is known to do? Is to touch little boys. That's saying little boys, right?
Right.
Now, anybody that's the pastor's Catholicism, it's kind of like a defense on your mind right there. It's kind of like they're saying they actually go to like a Catholic church. What's the first thing you think about? Yeah, I don't want to take my child there. You might try to touch my child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's funny, but that's the truth. That's how you think. You know what I'm saying? We think about it like a mass unaliver, right? What's the first thing that pops in your mind? A so-called white person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be iffy. I don't want to go to the mall because some some crazy so-called white man gonna shoot up the mall. Ain't nowhere safe. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't you go to no matter where you go, he gonna just start shooting up the place. You go to movie theaters up in there. You guys are kind of go ahead.
Lockout on you. That's heavy because everywhere I go, I see.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just looking. I'm looking. I've been getting ready to cash out, and I'm still like that. I'm looking.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because that's kind of reputation that they have. What do you have what do we have as a people? That's our representation, right? That's our not representation, but that's our reputation. What I meant to say is that we're gangsters, we're thugs, we're thieves, saying dope dealers, dope drug dealers. Ain't no bigger dope dealer than the so-called white man, right?
Right.
See that drug dealer on your block. Let's see. He ain't moving. You know what I'm saying? He ain't moving grand pianos weights of drugs, right? He ain't doing that. You know how heavy a grand piano is.
Right.
He ain't moving that kind of weight. Not at all. Dude on the streets selling grams. He's not the threat. The threat is the man that's selling kilos. That's what you got to look out for. It's not us. You don't have that kind of connection. But I know some people who do. Guess what all color the skin they got.
Right.
And they use you, make it seem cool to push these drugs. This is cool. This is okay. Keep going.
Come. The top bottom.
Yeah, go from top.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
All I is saying this, right? That everything has been flip-flopped. You feel me?
Right.
That's what that is saying. Everything has been turned on its head. It's not what it's supposed. It's not what it's supposed to be. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Everything. This is the time that we're coming to. This time that we're already in. You know what I'm saying? Those people that have done that, destruction is coming to those people.
Right.
And our oppressor is the biggest one of them all. That's why that's why we say he's the devil. And devil's not somebody with red skin, horns, and a pitchfork that lives in a place that's always on fire.
Right.
No, the devil means deceiver. It means liar. You know, that's what that word means. I'm saying he deceived you and everything that you do. Let's see real quick. Now, why is it important? Now that know that you are the people that are chosen. Matter of fact, give me Romans 9.
Come.
Let's go there real quick first. You know what I'm saying? All right. Romans 9, chapter 9, started at verse 1. This is Paul speaking.
It's like everyone, verse 1.
Okay.
Book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Christ. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost.
Right. Means everything that Paul said is the truth. Nothing but that. Jot down to verse 3.
Come. Verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren.
Right. So Paul said he was separate from his brothers, from Christ for his brothers. Why? So he can do the same thing that Christ did. You know, so he's willing to be separated so that you can also live. Right. In the sense that it is a very, very heavy thing, right? To want to lay down your life, for your people. It's a very honorable thing. Keep going.
Come, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
Right. For your kinsmen, according to the flesh. Listen, your flesh is the blood that runs through these veins of yours, right? The skin tone don't mean jack-ish, right? Don't mean nothing. The skin don't matter. It's the blood that runs through here. That's what matters. This is your flesh. The blood that runs through you. The blood of your forefathers. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? Your people, keep going.
Come. Verse 4. Who are Israelites?
I need that loud and strong. One more time.
Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites? This word is for nobody else but us.
Right.
It's not meant for anybody else but us. This whole book is about us and for us. For nobody else. Right? Who are Israelites? That's who runs through the same veins as you. Keep going.
Come. To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises.
Right. So all those things were only given to the Israelites. Listen, salvation is only for you.
Right.
This is why you must separate, right? As a matter of fact, let's see real quick. Make sure I get the right one. One second. Should be probably easy to look this up. Right. Real quick, give me finish off verse 5 real quick.
Come. Verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Right. So real quick, any Christians out there that says that it's not about the flesh, it says right here. And Christians love Paul, except for when you show that Paul is only for the Israelites. Then all of a sudden Paul is wrong. Whose are the fathers, and of whom concerning the flesh Christ came? You know what I'm saying? This is only for us. Give me Revelations 18.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, we have to get into why it's time for you to separate from this place, man. Time for you to leave this place behind.
Come.
Give me Revelations. You know what? Let me just. Start at verse 3.
Come. Revelations chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right. So all nations have drunken of this person, right?
Right.
Of all her wrath of fornication. Listen, every country has dealt with America. They've all have lived beautifully off of America. Keep going.
Come. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Keep going.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
But everybody has profited off of America. What did America profit off of? You, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, woman, and child. They profited off of you, which in turn means the world has profited off of you, and they continue to profit off of you.
Right.
Ain't nothing stopped. Ain't nothing different. Listen, you are such trendsetters and style setters, right? That the world copies you, and because our president doesn't like that, they like to downplay our accomplishments, what we're able to do. They like to say how unsmart we are, how much we need them when we don't really need them at all.
Right.
To be honest, they're saying 40 years out of slavery, we had towns all over this country.
Right.
We had towns that were prosperous, that were going places. We had banks and hospitals.
Right.
Movie theaters. We had so much as a people. We had all these things. What happened to them? A lot of you don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're destroyed, burnt down, flooded, made into Central Park.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not just, you know what I'm saying, a couple of things. That's what happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? We only have very few cities in America that are predominantly black, that are very affluent, that have black people in there are very prosperous, that are not, you know, the ghetto, not the projects, not run down.
Right.
Very, very, very few left of what we used to have. Because we talking about we've been beaten down in this country. We've been beaten down. Our native brothers and sisters live on reservations on land that is not good for farming.
Right.
Do you think that was done on purpose? Do you think that was done on accident? That was on purpose. They purposely put them where you wouldn't be able to farm for yourself. And then people say, "Oh, they get reparations, they get some money." What gets the money if everybody's living on a reservation and poor and drunk,
right,
and on drugs, and their women are disappearing at alarming rates? Their children are being taken at alarming rates.
Right.
Listen, our Spanish brothers and sisters, what is that? Most of them are doing what did you say, undocumented, and working in those farm fields,
right,
getting pennies on a dollar.
Right.
The same thing that you were once doing, that they do now. Listen, we all share in this captivity. That's without a doubt, and they all profited off of us in one way or the other. Listen, you got what's called a $5 Indian. For those that know what that $5 Indian is, that is a oppressor who sees that the benefits that their brothers can have just by being natives of this country can apply for, and they put it their natives, they get certain grants,
right,
and certain access to money that nobody else can get. So what our oppressor have done is that he'll go and file for these things and then pay to have a forgery done to say that he's Native American or he has Native American in his blood somewhere. This is where you get some of the oppressor that, oh, I'm part Cherokee. Actually, I always say, like, why is it always Cherokee? You never part nothing else. I was like, so many different tribes of the natives in this country, but you're only ever just part Cherokee. It's like, why is that?
Yeah, it's like it is. I'm just thinking about it right now.
Yeah, because they all say it because their parents, because their forefathers lied to get some kind of money from the government. And now to keep up the lie, they got to tell their grandkids, yeah, you know, you got some Cherokee in you. Mm-hmm. No, you don't. You don't at all. But your forefathers had to lie to get some money from the government that they know they didn't have to pay back. You know what I'm saying? This happens today. Right? That happened a few years ago. Before I even came to the truth. Before I even came to the truth, and I was still living in Tucson. There's some article I found online where this family, I think it was, I don't remember where it was at, but this white family had forged documents saying that they found that they had native blood in them. They were able to get this grant for like almost 100,000, almost 100 grand, maybe less than that for real. I can't remember the exact number. Somewhere around between 50 to 100 grand in grant that they didn't have to pay back. because they were trying to build, some building or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's free money that's sitting out there. That's why I said people fight for these reparations. As black folks, people want reparations and this and that. Listen, these people are going to become $5 niggas. You know what I'm saying? They're going to become $5 black folks in a minute because they're going to want that money too. You think they're not? Listen. History repeats itself. All right. If it happened before, it's going to happen again.
Right.
They're saying these folks are going to forge documents that saying that they got some black persons. They do it all the time. They say that that people say that Abraham Lincoln had some black in his family. I always ask for the proof of that. Nobody can ever show me the proof. Maybe some out there, maybe there isn't. I ain't never seen it. It's never been proven to me. But why they say these things? They say these things why to diminish certain things because people were so happy about Barack Obama that now they say what? Or Abraham Lincoln had some black in him, so technically he was the first black president.
Right.
No, he wasn't. Stop lying. Barack Obama is a hammer. He's not one of us. Right? They would never put one of us in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Even to be vice president, they would never put you there. Kamala Harris is not one of us.
Right.
She's just not. Sorry for folks that believe that. But keep going. Verse 4.
Come. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin.
Right. So the voice is an angel talking, telling our people to come out of her, my people. It's time for you to lead these people, man.
Right.
America's fallen. It's divided against itself. These nations are divided against themselves. They're like everything that's going on right now. You want to partake in like this, the OnlyFans culture these days. You know what I'm saying? What else is out there? You know what I'm saying? The LGBTQs, you know what I'm saying? The LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? You want to take part in that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be at a restaurant just because a certain music play. You want to shake your ass at a restaurant for the kids and other folks that like you ain't got no goddamn sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so much out there that goes down, right? That our people do that is so wrong. They're protecting so much evil that goes on in this country. But the Most High is telling you to not partake in it.
Right. To
separate yourself from it. You know what I'm saying? To not be taken in by this. Keep going.
Come. And that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right. Don't fall for this place, man. Listen, if you are a brother, sister, and you got monkeypox, listen, means you had no business doing what you're supposed to be doing, or somebody that you with had no business doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if those monkeypox notoriety kind of came and went real quickly. They want to put that on a hush hush, but that thing is still going around. You know what I'm saying? What's happening was that, and it's special for a reason because when it came out, a lot of people of the LGBT community, particularly the gay men, right? You know what I'm saying? They were the ones who are at higher rates were getting the monkeypox. There's in many cases of men getting it monkeypox in their mouth, on their rod, saying in their rectum. And saying you can't even sit down, have a bowel movement without pain.
Right.
They're saying you can't pain all in your mouth, and that one's quickly suppressed. But monkeypox is still a thing; it's still going around. You know what I'm saying? And your women are catching it too, because you know what I'm saying. You go lay in that same bed sheets with her. Her in those bed sheets transmitted to her. So now she has it. So it's not your rep has to suffer because you low down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all that can be avoided if you just, don't partake in the evils of this world.
Right.
Separate yourself from it. Stop celebrating these holidays. That's also partaking in evil, these pagan holidays. That's a sin. You know what I'm saying? Because those holidays represent other gods. You know what I'm saying? It's worship of a different God. I'm saying that's what you have to separate yourself from, So that way you don't get caught up. You know what I'm saying? You don't get caught up in in being robbed at Christmas, you know what I'm saying, or somebody robbing your house at Christmas. You get caught up, you know what I'm saying, getting to some kind of Thanksgiving fight. You know what I'm saying, I done seen a couple in my time. People get into a fight at Thanksgiving.
Right.
Supposed to be family time, ain't it? Supposed to be time supposed to come together, but so and so found out that such and such, so that when so and so's husband, he's sleeping with both sisters. Now y'all fighting at the dinner table. I'm just trying to eat my turkey.
Right.
I'm just saying, these things happen. A lot of times this happen because why? Because you are in wickedness. You're partaking in it. And you're getting a punishment that comes along with it. You can avoid that if you don't partake in these sins.
Right.
Listen, this world is going to fall. You know what I'm saying? Whether you love it or not, whether you like it or not. Whether you say, we watch this video game 10 years from now, he said, this nigga said that the world was going to be over. It's 10 years later now. Listen, I ain't telling what time it's going to be.
Right. I
don't know when the Most High sending Christ back. I know one thing. I'm gonna show my damn hardest to be ready for when that time comes. So my damn hardest to be right here, still in the truth, teaching, waking my people up.
Right.
I'm saying, because that's my job to do. I'm saying that's what we have to do. It's gonna continue to wake up our people. I'm saying, tell our people what they've done wrong and to fix themselves and to correct them. And if you know what I'm saying, if you hate it, just know that I love you because I'm trying to correct you.
Right.
If I didn't love you, I'd let you go out there, you know what I'm saying, continue to be a drug addict. I'm saying it's rampant out here in Phoenix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, everywhere you go, you know what I'm saying, somebody strung out on blues. I don't even call them crackheads no more. I just call them blues heads now. You're saying these people ain't really dealing. Listen, people dealing in crack are dealing because they don't want because they too broke for the blues. You know the blues is cheap. It's like 25 cents per pill or something like that. Listen, these people out here, you know what I'm saying, it's death out here, man. There's a valley of dry bones out here in Arizona.
Right.
And we out here, ICPK, here to wake y'all up, man, to revive you, to bring you back, to bring you back to your God.
Right. So
you can follow His laws, such commandments, so you can be alive again. Moses said, the Most High told us that He set before us life and death. So therefore choose life. Meaning what? You don't have a choice. The choice is live or die. That's an ultimatum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not really a choice. But you choose death all the time. Why? Because you want to feel good for 30 seconds? Because you want to see what that whore, you want to see what that woman from another nation, you want to turn you away from your God? That's what you want? Listen, you got 12 flavors of women to choose from in Israel. Choose one. Know what I'm saying? Better that. Better to do with your own people. Listen, you know what I'm saying? You're only supposed to do with your own people anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't sully, you know what I'm saying, our seed with women of different races. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't, as men should only be picking an Israelite woman to deal with.
Right.
To make babies with. To be your wife, you know what I'm saying? Only type of woman that you should be dealing with. You know, you should make sure you're dealing with her the right way too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, once again, you talk about reputations, right? A lot of these camps out here, these fake camps, these fake Israelite groups give us a bad reputation out here because how they deal with their women in a very nasty and disgusting way. You know what I'm saying? I'd heard a lot of it. Or a lot of you didn't heard a lot of it. So they come to us, they think we the same way. No, I saw a class where General Hyman said that as a man, it is your job to be gallant towards your woman. You know, so if you don't know what gallant means, you got to look at it. Matter of fact, can you look up gallant real quick? It's not gonna be in the Bible. You just look at the word gallant.
Come.
Yeah, that's how you must be. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna get your nerves sometimes. You're not gonna argue and fight. You're gonna do all those things. That's just life. That's just how that is. That's how that rolls. You know what I mean? That's how that goes most of the time. But once again, reputations matter.
Right.
Don't become a byword. You know what I'm saying? Diddy, reputation of falling so low. You know what I'm saying? People don't say no homo no more. They say no Diddy. You know what I mean? Never in my lifetime I think I would see something like that happen. You know what I mean? That's real crazy. But as we come to a close, right? Listen, this world is coming to a close, right? You should be doing all you can to make sure that your election is sure. To make sure that, that before these bombs drop and hit, that you're called up, that you're on those chariots. Because if you're not on these chariots, then this place will become a disaster. As a matter of fact, that'll be my next class too. Next class I do, showing you why. As a matter of fact, the Most High said that those in Jeremiah, where it says that when we were taken up out of this land, it would be greater than we were taken out of the land of Egypt. Listen, you don't understand how powerful America is in this world. You really don't. You don't understand it. You got that definition for me?
Come.
Let me go and get that.
Gallant, adjective, polite, of a man, polite to a woman, especially when in public.
Right. These are the kind of things that you have to be, to your woman. Polite to her, not doesn't mean be a doormat. Women, don't take that to mean you can be a doormat. Treat your man like a doormat either. Give me Jeremiah chapter 23. The time for the American dream is over, y'all. Just so y'all know, the time for that dream is done. It's over with. It's time to wake up. You know what I'm saying? It's time to put this work in, right? You know what I'm saying? The people need you. They need your help. Your brother, should be down here putting your brick in. Your sister, you know what I'm saying? It's time for you can help too as your sister too, you know what I'm saying? You cook some foods, you know what I'm saying? Make some garments, you know what I'm saying? Braid some hair. You know what I mean? Other things sisters can do too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As well, you know what I'm saying? Your help is always. I forgot you brought this piece of water too. Your help as a woman is always appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Everything that the brothers doing in this truth. Yeah, give me verse 7.
Chapter Slack.
Jeremiah 23. I started verse 7.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say. Right. So most times, this is according to the prophet Jeremiah. He said that the time is coming, right? This is a future prophecy, right? I mean, this has not happened yet. This is what to come. All right. So this has happened. This is coming soon. Right.
He's saying no more will they say this thing. Keep going.
Come. The Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right. No more will it be said, you know what I'm saying, how the Most High brought us out of the land of Egypt. Right? Because that's what we say these days. You know what I'm saying? Who are our forefathers? The ones that he brought out of the land of Egypt.
Right.
Why? Because that was a mass exodus of our people. That was a great event, right? Because we left a world superpower, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 8. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country.
Right. So now it's going to be said that the Lord liveth, that have brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. Which means what? There's going to be an even bigger and better exodus than what happened with Egypt. Keep going.
Come. And from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
So now, when we left Egypt, we were all in Egypt. Boom, we left.
Right.
Now, Most High's going to take us out of the north country and everywhere that we've been driven on the face of this earth.
Right.
To be taken where? To be given back into our own land. Listen, that north country is the United States. It's North America. Right? It's also, what else? South America, Central America, Europe, Africa, China, Russia, Australia, wherever we're at. Right?
Right.
There's going to be such a mass gathering of people. It's going to be greater than what happened with Egypt. It's going to be. And specifically, why he named the North Country specifically? Listen, there is a video out there on YouTube, right? I think it's called Real Life Lore. It's a video out there that I'm trying to study and do a class on. That's an hour long, all right? It tells you why America itself would be unstoppable for all these countries to stop. All right? America, the way America has its power set up in this world, listen, to get to America, right, military-wise, anything like that, is ridiculous, right? And when I watched that video, you know what it made me realize is that the only way America falls is when the Most High says it's time for it to fall.
Right.
Until that time, no country, no matter what they do, will be able to touch the military might and power and strategy of the United States. It just won't happen. The United States is as a country, can be one of the most self-sufficient countries in the world if it chooses to. America has more farmable land than most countries on the face of this earth. Which means what? You can't cut off food supply.
Right.
Because we got enough food supply and farmland in America available to feed 1 billion people, if need be.
Right.
America's coastlines protected. You can't get past it. America, if you want to buy America, you know what got to hit at? The center of America, which has the least dense populated parts of the country. You know what I'm saying? America is also America's terrain. Even if you could come in, it makes it difficult for you to invade. America set up is the country. This country right here, with everything that's going into it, it's set up in such a way that you can't. No other country's really messing with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that video showed. Those are things that are just declassified as the public. What you can know publicly.
Right.
There's so much more hidden that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? There's technology that they've been studying and trying to perfect and about to put out there soon. You know what I mean? Hey, look at the railgun. They still working on the railgun. I'm saying, I don't know if y'all know about railguns, but that's a magnetically propelled piece of metal. It's a very strong bullet gun. All right? Big as hell. Shoots a piece of metal going 3 times, going Mach 3. Now, I don't know if you know what Mach 3 is. That means going 3 times the speed of sound. Which means what? It's tearing through everything in its path. It's going through it like butter, like hot knife through a butter. I'm saying these are just this some of the capabilities, man, of what America has. I'm saying when it comes to America's naval fleet, I'm saying that America has, there's only from the video, there's only in the whole world, only was it 13 or 15 ships that are nuclear powered. America has 12 of them. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what? The Oyster World still deals in diesel powered ships. Now also means that our ships, nuclear power means our ships can be at sea for longer. That ship can be at sea for longer periods of time, but without refueling. They can be at sea for years without refueling, if need be. But your diesel ship, you got to stop more frequently. You ain't got that kind of time to be out there like that. Same thing with the submarines. Like everybody else, submarines are still diesel powered. Besides France, France the only other country with a nuclear powered submarine. You know what I'm saying? So that means what? That means America has more out there than everybody else. Listen, when you watch that video on real life lore, like I said, about an hour long, it's like something about the U.S. versus the world. When you see that video, you really see why coming out of this place would be so great. Would be a better thing than us being brought up out of Egypt. Not only that, not only being brought up a place that we thought was impossible to be brought out of, because it's so powerful of a country. Falls with a